Oh, should I have said something by now?
Yep.
Oh, hello guys, this is BukkitRequests and I'm Epic Pie and I'm joined here by Georgie HD, otherwise known as Juge HD or Juge Low Quality.
Hello. What are we doing this episode, Epic?
Today we are going to be doing listeners, and listeners is basically, just whenever a player does something, then run this.
Mm-hmm.
So we've already registered our events up here, and that's basically what registers our listeners, so it makes sure that it's runned.
Runned.
So
Definitely runned.
to make a listener, you're gonna need to go outside of any other bracket, so it's not on your on command or anywhere else. It's just gonna be inside this big class here, just not inside of any other bracket. So here I'm gonna make a use.
We've marked it out. It's in here.
I've marked it out.
In between listeners. In between here.
Yes. So what we're gonna do is start off a listener. You want to do add event handler. Yeah. Event priority dot. Hold on, you're gonna want to import this. Wait, should I be the one recording this or not?
I don't know. I'm recording it right now, but you can go ahead.
Okay, so you're just going to you're gonna want to put event priority dots. You can either have it as something like low, or high, or highest. Basically, the event priority, if it's lower, then it'll run first. But anything that has higher priority over it, like high or highest, will basically override it if it does something that it does and it wants to change it. So for right now, I'm just gonna be doing that normal. So you're gonna make a new thing under it then write public void, and then on, let's just do an on player move player move event, and then you're gonna make these parentheses, and then you're gonna inside these parentheses you're gonna put the event that you want. So in this case it'll be the player move event, and then you're gonna put E. So you're gonna wanna also import all of these.
I'll have a link in the description to I think it's pretty much all of them. All of the events, so you can kind of see what you can do with Bukkit. So yeah, if you want to see that.
Okay, so this is basically saying something that's public, that means accessible through other classes and such, and void, which means it doesn't return anything, so it just does it and then it stops there. And right here you can basically name it whatever you want. It's just probably better to name it something that you can remember it by.
Just better organization. And when you get an error in console, you can tell what it is easier.
Yes. Okay, so in here the event, and then you want to put E, or you could put event or whatever you want to put in here. I just prefer E. So yeah, this is basically called whenever a player moves, though I highly refrain from using this, but if you really have to for certain reasons, then I guess you might as well, because it checks every time for a player moving, and it gets kind of CPU intensive for the server. So, but in here, this is just for showcasing purposes. So what you're gonna want to do is get the player who moves. So to do that, you can type e.getPlayer and get it like that. Or what I like to do is I like to use P for player, so I put player P equals e.getPlayer, so that way to refer to the player I can just type in P.
I'm just gonna say something, because when I started coding, this kind of confused me. This player P is different to this player P. So everything in here is completely unrelated pretty much to everything up here. So just pretty much ignore this player P when you're doing events. So yeah, just saying that if anyone was confused about that.
Yeah, I think I made that same error too. But that's basically another way, so I can just put P and then I don't have to go through this e.getPlayer nonsense.
Nonsense.
Now we can essentially do anything in here, really. We can check, we can send them a message, or
it's basically like a command, but instead of typing it, it happens when they move.
Yes, or whatever the event is here. I just made a player move.
Yeah, when whatever the event happens.
So
what are we gonna do? We could send them a message so they can kind of see how often it does this.
Okay, so should I go over chat colors or not?
Oh yeah, let's do chat colors. We didn't do that last time.
Okay, so chat colors basically just color a certain string whenever you're sending a message to a player. So for chat colors, you could do chat color dot
Case sensitive is
and then
important,
whatever
guys.
color, like red or something else, and whatever, and then you need to do a plus and then the string, the actual string that you're gonna want to use, and then it'll color whatever is in the string, so that way in game it'll come up as a red. And there are a bunch of different chat colors here, so you might want to mess with there's a dark red, dark
We just don't
purple.
type anything. I'm just gonna go through. I'll just show them like all the different things. So these are all the different colors. It's just all the different Minecraft colors. You can just click on whatever one you want. So which color should we do?
Just click.
Let's do light purple.
Alright. So yeah, it'll just color whatever in here whenever you're looking at it through the in-game screen, I guess. So, so let's just type a message like, you moved.
I'll export this and then we can go into game and see what it does. So you in here? Yeah, Epic's still in here. So I'm gonna reload, and this is basically how often this event is called. So at the moment I am not moving, so therefore nothing is happening. Even if I just move my mouse slightly, it will say you moved. So if I just move around like this, type in chat Epic, just say something in chat so we can see how quickly yeah, that's how quickly it's doing it. So if I just run around, it's pretty much doing whatever is in there every time you move, even slightly. So yeah, it's doing it quite a lot of times. So you can check if a player is in a certain area and do something. And yeah, it's useful in some cases, but like you said, it can be CPU intensive, but I'm pretty sure it's called no matter what, even if you don't use it. So I'm not sure if it affects it that badly, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. So yeah, and also it's light purple, which is what we did here. So we could change this to red, and I'll export that again and reload, and now it's red. So instead of purple. So that's what the chat color does. So I guess I'll do a different listener because we've got Epic's listener in here and we've got George's listener. I can't type George's listener. So I guess I'll do the I'll do a different one. So I'll do priority again, normal priority. This bit in here isn't essential to do. You could just leave it like this. But sometimes if you have two events that are doing the same thing and you want one to obviously override it, then it can be useful. So I'll just leave it in for now. And I will do an on right click. So this will basically be a player interact event, and E again. And we'll get the player P like we did last time, is the e.getPlayer. So it's the same as what we did over here, but just up here. So with this, basically with each different event, if you do e dot, you can see the specific methods to do with that class or event. So the ones that say play interact event are specific to this event. So we can check what the action was, which returns an action type, the type of interaction. So I can check if e.getAction is equal to action dot, and we've got a left click air, a left click block, a physical, which is an arse pressure apparently. It's that's what it says on the docs. Okay, so just tap the cup for a second, but basically physical is when you stand on like a pressure plate or something, not an arse pressure.
It is.
So okay, I guess it's an arse pressure. So that's basically standing on a pressure plate. I think that's just it, standing on a pressure plate, nothing else, right?
I think so.
Well, yeah. So I guess we'll just leave that out and we'll do a right click block, and everything that is inside here will happen if they right click a block. So if they right click a block, we can just send them a message, I guess, saying, let's just change it up a bit. Instead of just sending them a regular message, we can say you right clicked and then whoops plus e.get clicked block. So this will be the block that they clicked, and then we can do dot get type. So this will be the type, and we will put it to a string, which might be a bit confusing, but basically I'll go over it. So this bit right here will be a block, so it will return a block, which if we sent them a message, it wouldn't be, let's say, it wouldn't say grass. It would be lots of other information such as its location and stuff like that. And then once we do get type, it will be just its material, which would be its material, but you can't send them, I'm not sure, maybe you can send it to it just like that, but just to be safe, we'll just add .toString, and that will basically say you right clicked and then whatever block they right clicked. And just to do what we did earlier with the chat color, we'll do chat color dot, let's say, aqua, and then for the block bit, actually let's do that, plus we'll do chat color dot blue, so light blue then dark blue. So let's see if this works, which it should do. Export it, reload. So we're gonna have lots of move things, but let's go over here. So if I right click this log, you right clicked log, you right clicked cobblestone, you right clicked grass, you right clicked crops, soil, let's see what this is.
Wood, cobblestone.
Wooden door, gravel. So yeah. Anything else around here?
Fence.
Wood stairs, fence. Yeah, it will just basically send them a message, saying what you right clicked. Obviously, it's not that useful, but I guess I'll show a more useful use of it. You could huh?
One thing you can do is you could go right here into the .toString, and then you could do .replace, and then you could replace the underscores with spaces, so that way it looks slightly nicer.
Alright, yeah. So yeah, basically the way this works is this right here would return a block class, which you could do different stuff with that block. So it's kind of like returning player, so p dot, and then you get all those methods, but you'd get the block methods. And then once you do get type, it would return a material, so you can do the material methods, and then once you get to the .toString, it returns a string, so then we can do our string methods on it. And this will replace the underscores with basically nothing. And then we could also do .to lowercase, which will make it in lowercase. So if we export this again, if I go over before I reload, which had, did anything have, okay, the wood stairs, wood underscore stairs, all in caps. If I reload now, it's just wood stairs with a space, and it looks nicer, I guess. So we're getting obliterated by the you moved messages, but yeah, I'll just comment out the you moved. Oh, okay, you're just gonna comment out the entire thing, which you did it wrong.
I realize that.
So I'll just export that again. Oh, we've got an error. It's because we haven't used move event. Let's just remove the import, and then we should be fine. Yep. And now we're not getting the messages, but we can right click blocks and see what they are. So I guess that's pretty much that. This wasn't really a request either, we just did this straight afterwards because we kind of thought it would be essentials to know how to do listeners and commands. So let me again move away from these stupid villagers. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of this episode, I guess. So if you we'll be doing the requests from episode 1 and also requests from here in the next video. So make sure to leave what you wanna see in the next video in the comments, and we will do that. So any last words, Epic?
If you don't already know about our personal YouTube channels, you can go check them out, where we just upload really whatever we want to there, but we use this channel for tutorials for Bukkit.
Bukkit coding related tutorials. And yeah, so both our links will be in the description, and any other links that may be needed will be there. So yeah, see ya.